Okay, Lettuce Boys, now this is gonna be wild. Chapter 1072 makes my agendas look like Vegapunk level genius because both the Shiki and the Kuma agenda are on track, baby. We're gonna talk about all of it today, but Jesus, there is a lot. So if whatever you think about the video, go ahead and yell at me in the comments, and I'll earn that like from you right now. So enjoy. Okay, so fair warning, this is gonna be in no particular order. I have my notes here, they're a mess, so it's going to be very scatterbrained, a very hyper review, and yeah, we're starting with the cover page. And the cover page has Caesar, Clown, Judge, and Queen all just kind of chilling, and there's a lot of Easter eggs in it. You know, Judge has his little iconic spear, Queen is making his plague for the first time, or maybe not the first time, but he's making a plague in this little, like, container, a vial, and I'm assuming it's one of the ones that was used in Wano. And then Caesar has his little smile fruit just kind of dangling there, just chilling. So it's really neat. I love how punchable Caesar's young design is, and I really hope that this cover series just keeps going and going and showing us more stuff that Mads does. And it will definitely tie in to what we learned this chapter about the ties between Mads and Rox. So, real quick, let's start with the Shiki agenda. This is also the last thing revealed in the chapter, so we're really going out of order. Shiki is still on the table because Rox and Vegapunk have a very neat tie. So Stussy is a clone of Miss Buckingham Stussy. Actually, she was the first successful Mads clone, which means Judge, Queen, and Caesar were involved, likely, because they were part of Mads. So very interesting that Stussy likely saw Judge. I can't remember if they had any interaction in Wano, but he likely knew that she was a clone for Mads. It's also neat because she is the reason that Luffy's bounty was so high post-Whole Cake. So I wonder if at this point, it seems like she's connected to everybody. Maybe she'll even be connected to the revolutionaries and stuff. We'll get into why she's important and how her being a clone who is on the side of Vegapunk connects to the rest of this arc. Because Kaku's asleep. But we're going to go ahead and bounce over to Kuma and the Vegapunk stuff. Because that's the stuff I'm really proud of. Because that stuff, like Shiki is all still speculation. It's speculation that's forming as something cool, but it's still speculation. While the Kuma stuff seems to be actually cementing. So in the last video, I kind of spit out the idea that Kuma might be trying to recreate what the Iron Giant did 200 years ago in Marijois with climbing the red line. You know, he was staring it down. He's like, all right, I'm going to screw this up. I'm going to break things, and I'm going to go say hi to the Celestial Dragons. It just looked that way, like he was about to engage in combat. Everybody's in panic mode, the Marines start lighting him up, and he just starts climbing. He just starts going up. And I think we're going to get a very similar panel to how the Iron Giant was drawn, where he's soaring Marijois. And I think Kuma potentially could either be a trigger for the admirals going. Maybe the Straw Hat's going to Marijois, but I think it's a bit too early for that. But, you know, anything can be on the table at this point. It is the final saga. And I definitely think he'll be a trigger for some of the admirals to maybe say, hey, instead of going after the Straw Hats or whatever big threats, we need to focus on Kuma because the Celestial Dragons are in danger. Or the Gorosei could show their stuff. You know, the Gorosei, people seem to think that they're going to be strong. And I want to see that. I've always liked the bald guy with the sword because I'm a sucker for anime swordsmen. Zoro? Zoro. The end. So we got a little bit off track there, but we actually get a Kuma and Vegapunk flashback. And they're talking about, basically Kuma is about to be transformed into a mindless cyborg. I don't know when this flashback takes place, but it is before he goes, you know, he flatlines essentially. In terms of like his brainwaves, he's just a mindless cyborg with certain programming, again, probably related to the red line. Now, they're talking, and Vegapunk kind of breaks down Kuma's ability into scientific terms. He's like, well, you're basically transmitting nervous system sensations through brainwave or radio waves. And he's like, okay, there's more I can do than that. I can also eject my memories. If I can just eject pain, that's all well and good, you know, I do that. But I can also eject my memories. So Bonnie and Vegapunk in the present day are running around. And Bonnie's like, look, I'm going to learn the truth. He's like, no, I can't tell you. I made a promise to Kuma. I can't tell you. And she goes through the sealed door. Also, that's after turning Vegapunk into Baby Punk, and it's adorable. I'll put him behind me. Here, this is Baby Punk. Enjoy. He's cute. He's adorable. But she goes through the door, and she sees this giant bubble, and Vegapunk's, no, it's his pain. It'll kill you. Please stop. And she's like, no, I know what these are. These are his memories. Like, she figures it out. And I'm like, whoa. How did you figure that out? Maybe you know Kuma better than I thought. But Kuma's doing a very fatherly thing here, where he's like, hey, you know, don't put the sins of the father. Don't put the burden that I'm carrying on my kid. You know, I don't want my kid to experience the pain that I'm going through. I don't want to put that on her. And I think that is an amazing thing. I really respect Kuma a lot more because, you know, I still hold a grudge from Sabaody. I'm not going to lie. I still hold a grudge for him separating my boys. But he is continuing to climb my list of respect. Like, he's definitely going up the tier list. Also, it seems like Bonnie's power is definitely devil fruit. In case there was ever any question about it, I don't think she's scientifically engineered by Vegapunk or anything, but it's almost definitely a superior version of Shinobu's ripe fruit. We see her actually age a lock. Now, it could also be that it's an awakening where she's able to age things other than people and affect her environment, like Paramecia awakenings tend to do. So maybe instead of a version of Shinobu's ripe fruit, it is actually just an awakened devil fruit. I wouldn't be surprised. It seems like the supernovas are all awakening their powers or being killed off. It's one or the other. You know, Hawkins died. I'm sure X-Drake will find some form of awakening if he becomes relevant again. I actually forgot about him in the last video I just recorded. But yeah, it seems like all the supernovas are likely either dying or awakening their devil fruit powers, so I won't be surprised if she's a confirmed awakened user in the next few chapters. Speaking of awakened devil fruits, Kaku is awakened, I think. He has the little cloud ribbon around him in this new form as he's basically saying, okay, Zoro, you know, you're flexing on normal me, fine, but can you fight awakened me? And he goes into his awakened form. But I don't know if he was already like this. Don't think he was, because he didn't look like he had the ribbon in the other panels, but we also didn't get a super good look at him. But Zoro makes a comment, and he's like, man, I fought enough twirly looking Zoans in Wano, you know, a twisting dragon. I don't need to fight your twisting neck. And I still think Zoro's going to stomp him. But again, that is definitely the Zoro bias. You know, he did. Kaku gets put on the ground. And then, yeah, by the way, Zoro is casually clashing with an awakened Kaku. If Kaku is awakened. Just saying, I gotta, you know, praise Zoro a little bit more. That is definitely the side I'm picking in the Sanji-Zoro war, even though I think it's stupid, because Sanji is cool too, and if you can't accept that, you're wrong. But yeah, Kaku gets knocked, and it's fitting because Kaku is super cocky going in. If he is awakened, and he goes into an awakened form from his normal form, which, have we seen a Zoan do that before? I don't think we have, which is neat. If it proves that you don't always have to be in awakened Zoan form, which means Luffy might not always just be in Gear 5 now. We might get to see the older gears. He gets cocky, gets knocked, and then Stussy sedates him. She bites his neck and, like, basically puts him to sleep, which, you know, I've seen speculation about the fruit, and I don't know if she, you know, if this clone has a devil fruit. If it's a proper clone of a former pirate, can you clone the devil fruit with it? Because the Seraphims need green blood. But would a normal clone need that? Or would it literally be duping a devil fruit? And how will that affect devil fruit reincarnation? Weird. I don't know. That's why I'm hesitant to say it's a devil fruit, and maybe she's just putting him to sleep. But the way the power operated, It seems like it could be a fruit. She does have wings in the panel, if I'm remembering correctly. So who knows? Maybe we'll see more stuff from her. Miss Buckingham Stussy, in case I haven't already said it, was the Rock's pirate name, who she is a clone of. And I wonder if Miss Buckingham is still around. Hey guys, Older and Wiser Lettuce here. I was browsing Twitter and saw that someone pointed out that Miss Buckin could be Miss Buckingham Stussy. You know, Miss Buckin is Weevil's mom and the lady who claims that Whitebeard was her lover. She claimed they were on the same crew, and that would line up because Miss Buckingham Stussy was on Rocks, and maybe that's where they met. So, just want to leave that here. Pretty much disregard what I say. I really like this theory, and I hope Oda runs with it. Stussy seems to have at least some memory of Vegapunk, which is why she seems to be allying with him. Alright, now we're going to briefly go over the fact that while Zoro was fighting Kaku, it was a Zoro and Brook tag team, although Brook seemed to be doing more crowd control. We didn't get any good panels of Brook fighting. We just saw him and Zoro chilling by the Sunny. And they were like, okay, well, it's 2v7. We need to, start going off. And they seem confident enough. But yeah, I really hope we see more Brook and Zoro tag team, because that's a tag team I really want to see. The two swordsmen of the Straw Hats going crazy. So the final thing I want to talk about is that the Kuma memory bubble might actually open a door to a happy ending for our boy Kuma. If two things happen. One, he's somehow saved or does not die and gets scrapped in the battle on top of the red line, which is looking very unlikely. However, maybe that is how the revolution... Oh my god, maybe it's not a spark for the war for the Straw Hats to get involved in Marijois. Maybe it's a spark for the Revolutionary Army to attack Marijois. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Okay. We'll talk about it in another video. But, it could open a door to a happy ending if Bonnie doesn't touch the memory bubble. I need to end this video here. I need to script this. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. And if you liked what you saw, go ahead and subscribe. Share my channel if you feel like it, because I'm shamelessly asking you to, please. I like entertaining people, and I hope that you enjoyed this really weird review. Subscribe and like the video. I already said that. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope I earned that like.